If you move the decimal over 4 places to the right, remember, the reason why we're moving it 4 places to the right is because the pip is the 4th digit to the right of the decimal. So if you take that point where it says equals 0.00205 and you slide that thing over 4 places, you will get the same answer. So here's what it looks like in, written out for you, for those of you who are visual people. See how I took the decimal and I slid it 1, 2, 3, 4. Equals 20.5 pips. Super easy, super easy. We're going to do another example, don't worry. Before I go ahead and do another example, I did have to mention the pipette. Some brokers offer prices that are up to 5 decimal figures after the comma, and it's much more accurate, so they say. Really, what I say is it really just gets in your way, makes you mad, and you thought that you were calculating pips, but you really got confused with the 5th digit. So know that number is the pipette. So in this picture, you see 1.3020. That 1 is the pipette. Let me tell you now, ignore that number. When you're calculating, don't even add it to your calculator. Or if you do, act like it's that invisible friend that you had. Or act like, I don't know how many of you guys had siblings. I had siblings. What I would do is I would pretend they were invisible. It used to make them really mad. I know I'm not the only one who did that. But that's what you do with the pipette. Act like it doesn't exist. The one that you care about is the 4th decimal place. So now here's our second example. You enter New Zealand dollar at 1.098992 and exit at 1.16971. How many pips? So right now, you should have your calculator out. You can pause the video. You should be subtracting these numbers to find out what that decimal answer is. All right, now after doing that calculation, you should have entered the 1.09892 minus the 1.16971, and you should have gotten 0.07079. All right, now notice that these are color correlated. The colors are correlating to different things. The blue color is correlating to the pip, and the 1 is the pipette. And remember, what are we supposed to do with the pipette? Ignore it. So after finding out what the actual decimal number is, this method is for people who like dividing. If you're the dividing type, then what you want to do is you want to take that 0.07079 and you want to divide it by 0.0001. All right. The reason why we're dividing it by 0.0001 is because, remember, the 4th digit from the decimal is the pip. That is why we're dividing it by 0.001. So when you take 0.07079 divided by 0.0001, you should get 707.9 pips. All right. That's for you guys that like to divide stuff. That's not usually my style. And now for my favorite style, like I said, I'm not down with that whole dividing thing. I'm kind of more of a decimal sliding type of girl. What you do is after you subtract those numbers and you get the decimal number, all you got to do is just move the decimal place over to the right. 4 places over to the right. It's just that simple. Here is an example. So take 0.07079 and then you just slide the decimal place over 4 times. See that? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you get 707.9. Isn't that so much easier? I mean, I like it. Anyhow, why do I like it so much? Because I can now just mentally do the decimal sliding without having to bring out the calculator and all that. So when I look at my phone, I can easily just mentally slide decimals over. But for those of you who like to, bust out the calculator and do some division, gets your juices going in the morning, now you have 2 ways of doing it. You can either do the calculator version or you can do the mental decimal slide over version. All right. Either one's up to you, and they work both very well. Now let's actually put it in action, because most of us aren't going to be looking at numbers like this. We're going to be looking at the chart. Why am I having you calculate pips like this? Because when you start analyzing charts, you're going to want to start calculating where's your take profit going to be? Where's your stop loss going to be? Now, of course, there are fancy tools like on MetaTrader 4 or TradingView, but to get you started, this is how it works. So